Hello. Welcome to my channel. Today, I will be discussing some of the basic concepts in React. As shown on the screen, I will cover these 5 topics. First of all, I'd like to talk about a brief history of how React was created. Before React existed, developers mainly built web applications using vanilla JavaScript, jQuery, AngularJS. As web applications became more interactive, like social media feeds, chats, notifications, etc., updating the DOM manually became difficult and error-prone. Some common problems were complex DOM manipulation, poor performance with frequent UI updates, code becoming difficult to maintain as applications grew. React was created by Jordan Walk, a software engineer at Facebook, in the year 2011. While working on Facebook, he developed an early prototype called ReactJS, which introduced the idea of building interfaces using reusable components. Facebook first used React internally on its newsfeed. The benefits they noticed: faster rendering, better performance, easier maintenance, reusable UI components. The project was successful enough that Facebook decided to expand its use. When Instagram was acquired by Facebook, its engineering team also adopted React. Instagram engineers helped improve React and contributed many ideas before it became open source. In May 2013, Facebook announced React at the JSCONF US conference. This surprised many developers because React introduced several new concepts like component-based architecture, declarative UI, virtual DOM, JSX. In 2015, Facebook introduced React Native. So, developers could build mobile apps using JavaScript and React concepts. React 16.8 introduced hooks, one of the biggest changes in React's history. Hooks made functional components powerful enough to replace most class components. You are seeing on the screen the major versions of React from the time it was available as open source. The latest stable version of ReactJS is 19.2.7. React now is maintained by Meta Platforms. What is React? ReactJS is an open-source JavaScript library developed by Meta for building reusable, component-based user interfaces. It uses a virtual DOM to efficiently update the UI and is widely used for developing fast and interactive single-page applications. React allows developers to build complex user interfaces by breaking them down into small, reusable pieces called components. It uses a virtual DOM to efficiently update only the parts of a web page that have changed, resulting in better performance. Why ReactJS is so popular? ReactJS is popular because it makes it easier to build fast, scalable, and maintainable web applications. Here's the list of features that made it popular. First is component-based architecture. React applications are built using components, which are independent, reusable pieces of UI. Example: navbar, sidebar, footer, login form. Instead of writing the same code multiple times, you create a component once and reuse it throughout the application. Next is virtual DOM for better performance. React uses a virtual DOM, which is a lightweight copy of the real DOM. When data changes, React updates the virtual DOM, compares it with the previous version, updates only the parts of the real DOM that changed. This minimizes unnecessary DOM operations and improves application performance. Next is declarative programming. With React, developers describe what the UI should look like rather than how to update it manually. Instead of manipulating DOM elements directly, React automatically updates the UI when the application state changes. Next is reusable components. Components can be reused across different parts of an application. For example, a button component can be used on login page, sign-up page, dashboard, profile page. This reduces duplicate code and makes maintenance easier. Next is one-way data flow. React follows one-way, unidirectional, data flow. Data flows from parent components to child components, making applications easier to understand, easier to debug, more predictable. Next, it's easy to learn. If you already know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, then learning React is relatively straightforward because it builds on those technologies. Next is rich ecosystem. React works well with many popular libraries and tools, such as React Router for routing, Redux and Zustand for state management, Axios for API calls, UI libraries like Material UI. Cross-platform development. With React Native, developers can build native Android and iOS applications using React concepts and JavaScript, allowing knowledge to transfer across web and mobile development. Backed by Meta. React is maintained by Meta platforms and a large open-source community. It is actively updated with new features and performance improvements, giving organizations confidence in its long-term viability. And now, many leading companies use React in production, including Facebook, Instagram, Netflix, Airbnb, Uber, and Dropbox. In this section, I'll be discussing about React basics. First, how to create a React project. There are many ways to create a project with React. The way I suggest is by using Vite. Vite is a modern tool that provides a development server, is very fast, and many people in the JS community consider it optimal. Note, Vite can be used as a replacement for Create React App, another tool that's popular but also slower. Follow these steps to create React App. Step 1. Install Node.js. Step 2. Install Visual Studio Code. Step 3. Open VS Code. Step 4. Create a ReactJS project. Step 5. Go to the project folder. Step 6. Install dependencies. Step 7. Start the development server. After you create React App, delete the code in app.js and enter the code you see on the screen in app.js file and save the file. The browser updates automatically. You should see Hello React, my first React application on the page. This is the folder structure you get after creating a React app in VS Code. I'll walk you through some of the most important files. Node modules. It is a directory that contains hundreds of folders corresponding to the dependencies your app needs. When you run npm install or yarn install, the package manager reads your package.json file. It downloads the listed packages and places them in node modules. Never edit files inside node modules and exclude it when you upload the app in Git. Index.html. The index.html file is the main web page that will display the actual results. This page contains the metadata for your website. Inside the index.html, there is a div element named root. Its primary function is to insert the application into this root element. The index.html file doesn't require any changes except for modifying the metadata. Index.js or main.js serves as the entry point, defining what to render and where to render it. This file acts as the bridge connecting your React code to the raw browser HTML. It uses standard React DOM methods to find the div with the ID equals root inside index.html. It compiles and attaches your main container component into that specific HTML slot. Another important file in the src directory is app.js. This file handles the rendering of the application on the web page. The index.html file renders the app.js file, making it crucial to maintain this structure. App.js contains the root component of the React application. In React, every component and its hierarchy start from this root. The app component is the most crucial part at the top of the React hierarchy, which makes it feel like everything begins with app.js. Package.json file is the heart of a ReactJS application, serving as the central manifest file located in the root directory. It is written in a JSON format and handles metadata, automation scripts, and project dependencies. These are some of the most popular React hooks, and I'll give you a quick overview of what each one does. Keep these in mind for now, because I'll be dropping a separate, deep dive video on React hooks soon. UseState. The UseState hook is a built-in React function that allows you to add local state variables to functional components. UseEffect allows you to synchronize a component with an external system or handle side effects in functional components. UseContext allows components to read and subscribe to data from a React context without passing props down manually through intermediate levels. UseReducer is used for managing complex state logic in functional components. It serves as a more structured alternative to UseState. UseRef lets you persist a mutable value across component renders without triggering a re-render when the value changes. UseMemo, it lets you cache or memoize the result of a calculation between component re-renders. It optimizes performance by preventing unnecessary, expensive recalculations when unrelated state or props change. UseCallback caches a function definition between component re-renders to optimize performance. I would like to finish this video with some interview questions. Who created ReactJS? Jordan Walk, a software engineer at Facebook, created React in the year 2011. What are React hooks? React hooks are functions that let functional components use state and other React features without writing class components. What is ReactJS? ReactJS is an open-source JavaScript library used for building fast, interactive, and reusable user interfaces. What is package.json? The package.json file is the heart of a ReactJS application, serving as the central manifest file located in the root directory. It is written in a JSON format and handles metadata. The important information stored by package.json is name, version, main, scripts, keywords, author and license. What is the command used to create React project? Using Vite? npm create Vite at latest. That brings us to the end of this video. If you want more videos like this on React, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.